After calling the original COVID-19 travel ban on China xenophobic, President Biden is opposing one of his own on a handful of African countries in what critics agree is a useless attempt at controlling the new variant. Most experts agree Omicron has already spread to Europe and is probably in the U.S. So is this just another restriction for the sake of restricting things? Man panel is back. Chris Barron, Chris Hahn, Spike Cohen. Spike, I will start with you. Why would, I still can't understand this. Why would U.S. citizens and permanent lawful residents not have the virus and they're allowed to come back to the U.S., but people from Zimbabwe, Malawi, Lesotho, South Africa, they can't come in?
Because it's stupid, that's why.
That's right.
This is a common thing that we see with government policy, and we can apply this to the variants. Because of a new variant that we already know is in dozens of countries around the world and almost assuredly already here, we have to stop travel to or from the first few countries that we think it originated at because they were the poor fools who notified everyone about it, which, by the way, incentivizes countries in the future not to notify, be the first to notify about it. You know, snitches get travel bans, apparently. And so, but now we're going to, close the barn gates long after this thing is far out. I hate that we keep going back to whether or not the travel ban was racist, because this is that Republican Democrat good cop bad cop routine nonsense. It was stupid when Trump wanted to do it. It's stupid now. It's a respiratory illness that a travel ban is not going to stop, especially once it's already here. But this is how government policy works. It's crucial that they show that they're doing something about it, not because they think it's actually going to work. They know it's not going to work, and they're anticipating having an opportunity to grandstand on your suffering to push for even more control. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it to show you that you need them, except they don't need them. It doesn't work. It never works. And this is one of umpteen examples of how government manages everything poorly.
Very poorly, Chris Hahn. Would you like to rebut your future president there?
I agreed with most of what he said, to be honest with you. I think that these travel bans are stupid. I think they were stupid when Trump did it. I think they're stupid when Biden's do it. I would have a vaccine mandate for everybody coming into this country, whether they came here on a plane or walked across the southern border. We need to get serious about who's traveling in and out of this country, and if they're vaccinated. If you go to Africa on a safari, you need a vaccination to do it.
Yeah, no, you don't. So you're telling me, are you going to call the vice president and tell her everyone who's coming over, 100,000 people a month, they all got to be vaccinated, they got to show proof, they got to have a little white card? You gonna tell her that?
I'm sure she's watching. If she's not watching, she follows me on Twitter. I'll tell her.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, Chris Barron.
Okay, well, first off, travel bans weren't racist when Trump did it, and they're not racist now. But as people have pointed out, they don't work. And by the way, it's not just the travel bans that don't work. The social distancing doesn't work. The mask doesn't work. The wearing your mask while you're walking to your table in a restaurant, but not wearing it when you're sitting down doesn't work. None of these things have actually worked. All of it has been kabuki theater by government attempting to look like they're doing something to help. Meanwhile, we've actually seen them do things to stop things that do help. Early treatment of COVID. Now that Big Pharma's on board, suddenly oh yeah, well, if Pfizer's got a pill, that must be great. Anything else, though, that's awful junk science. We can't even think about it. We got to shut down gyms, even though we know that one of the things people can do to protect themselves is work out, be healthy. The fact is, nothing these governments have done during this pandemic have made any sense whatsoever. No. It's all been theater.
And that's why
Do you know what also doesn't work is a vaccine mandate.
That's right.
Mandate for a vaccine that doesn't stop you from getting or spreading the virus. It does likely keep you out of the hospital or makes you less likely to end up in the hospital. So it's probably a good idea for a good number of people. But if it doesn't stop you from getting or spreading it, why would you tell a healthcare worker that they're fired and can't help people if they don't get a vaccine that doesn't stop them from spreading it anyway? Vaccine mandates are yet another bad example, another good example of bad government policy.
Less likely to get it and less likely to spread it.
Yeah, well, so does not being morbidly obese or being diabetic, but alas, we can't force those things on other people either. Chris's and Spike, thank you, man panel. You've made my night.
Stretch.
Thank you, Kenny.
Stretch.
No, I'm not going to stretch. What are you?